What is up, window lickers, household, and hey, Chaos Goblins, you're welcome. Yes, you're welcome here all the time. There's a whole room of chaos that you can create in, and he is there. He's like a lifeguard, where they just sit up there and they're like, "Hey, no fooling around over there." He's my friend. He is Kevin Kalloway, the Chaos Goblin. How goes it? What's up, my friend? It feels like been like a month since I've seen you for some reason.
I know,
Must
but
be
it's
all this
literally only
heat.
been a week. But
Yeah.
but the heat just makes every day feel
Dude.
longer than it is. I don't.
Oh my God.
I'm not really sure why. I think it's just because I'm dreading sitting in my own sweat.
Yeah, I agree with you. Today felt like it was a 40-hour day. It was horrible. I did not enjoy it. Actually, after lunch, they've been giving us an extra 15 minutes on lunch, so we get an hour lunch now,
Good.
which I enjoy because I get to take a nap. So I just lay on the couch in a nice air
I am
conditioned
I
room.
am a celebrated lunch napper.
Oh,
I love it.
dude,
Love
it's
a
one of the
lunch.
best things. It's like I don't people who naysay on naps midday. I don't even tolerate
People,
you.
okay, the people who naysay on naps are below the age of 35.
This is true. This is true.
And there's not even a guarantee that those people don't love naps, too. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, all people who hate naps are below 35. I guarantee you.
I used to always take a nap after school, after sports activities,
Yeah.
anywhere from a half an hour to an hour nap, and then
The,
I'm ready to go.
work nap is a
Yes.
legendary 30 to 45 minutes spent.
Yes. See, and House he's with us. Afternoon naps are godlike. They can be. And sometimes you can sleep too long and wake up and wreck your whole rest of your day.
Annie calls them danger naps.
They are danger naps. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. And that should be a shirt for IYH.
Yep.
Take your danger nap
Take your danger nap.
with caution. All right.
And it's just a wrestler putting in a sleeper hole.
See,
Take your danger nap.
See, we also have a room here where we just kick around ideas that can be multi-million-dollar concepts. It's just fun here. Kevin, so what have you been up to this past week? Have you gotten into anything? I know you were on a little bit of a vacation
I
of
was.
sorts.
I got to a friend of the pod, Ray Larson, went out with me and Annie, and other friend of the pod, Nick Green, and then we had a couple other wrestling couples, and we did a weekend up north. Did some tubing down a river, had a lot of whiskey, watched Night of Champions, just all that stuff. I got to see my parents on the way up too. We had a long, 5-day vacation. It was
That's
great.
awesome.
And we got to get dinner with Annie's mom on the way back too. So we got to see all of the family plus wrestling family. And
You gotta love that.
yeah, it was a really good weekend. Now I'm struggling to get back into the form of oh yeah, shit, that's right. I'm still kind of on vacation.
What do I do now?
Trying to get the problem with me is that I'll set a pattern and I'll be really good at it. But when I break the pattern, I really, really struggle to get back in it. And it's a very ADHD thing of me. And I have to make my to-do lists and make sure I stick to them now, because otherwise it ain't gonna happen. There will be no pattern anymore. It will be me lazing about doing whatever the ADHD gods deem willing.
I love the way you phrase things. It's some of my favorite moments. I wish I had just an automatic generating T-shirt maker off to the side, Kevin. I would
It'll
have
just
a
be a
whole
Kevin
line.
translator.
Dude, yeah, I would have a whole line of Kevin Chaos Goblin Calloway shirts. It would be a fun time. I think we could make quite a bit of coin off that. Well, for me, I've just been softballing it up. I'm in the middle of my summer of softballs. This is actually the last year I'll be doing this because one of my daughters has opted out. Her team is going up to a next level, and it's more insane places, and
She's not.
she's
in
good.
for it.
She's good, yeah.
I get that.
And plus, she's entering. She's going to be starting online school next year.
Oh, okay.
She's done with public. She doesn't want to do it anymore, which, hey, that's her choice, and she does good enough that I can allow her to
As
make
long
those choices.
as an educator, my only fear in online has always been socialization,
Yeah,
and making sure that they have something. So if she's given up softball and just doing online schooling, it's just make sure she gets out. But other
yeah,
than that, I if she is self-sufficient in how she works and learns, online can be just fine.
yeah. She also has a group of friends that the past 3 years they've all been slowly going into online,
Okay.
and their parents and everybody have made sure that they kind of stay like a social group. So,
I
yeah,
would say even then you want this is me spitballing into developmental things, but like the biggest thing for me is you don't want just like-minded and friends that they see. You also have to have contention, and that happens in public school. And while I don't necessarily agree with bullying in that sense, I don't mean that kind of contention. I mean people who don't agree with you.
yeah.
Because if you
Well,
run into too many people that don't disagree with you, and we're all yes manning each other, then it becomes a bigger problem.
that's 100% true. But that's why I send her for a week up to Chicago with her her uncle and aunt, and they can have all the disagreements they
Perfect.
want up there. So,
Well, at least
trust
you
me,
got something.
Kevin, I've sat under your learning tree long enough. I know how to manage. You have helped me out. You've actually made me mentally figure out what the fuck is wrong with me sometimes. So, I am a learned person under Kevin. So I appreciate that. And we have House chiming in. He's letting us know this is IYH's fourth show in a row. Saturday's reaction pod, Sunday's
Oh, yeah.
episode. Leela Feist interview yesterday, and Window Liquor's Raw review today. That is true.
We better
are.
just pencil something in for Friday so we can do a whole week. Just fuck it. Just
That's
fucking
true.
ball. I'll just hop on at like 8 o'clock with a coffee, review TNA. I don't know.
Well, you know what, Kevin? It's so insane that you say that, because I was thinking Thursday night after we get done with the AEW show, I was going to do a live watch along of the TNA.
Oh, TNA.
So if you do a review the next day,
Perfect.
it would be perfect. It would be perfect. So yes, fans. I mean, without Kevin even knowing, he just dropped some news that I was going to reveal.
Oops.
No oops at all. That's one of those grand oops. So yeah, I think we're gonna have a TNA coverage for at least this week. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how you fans respond and who taps in, and we may keep it going. You never know. You never know. So let's get into Monday Night Raw. That's why we're here. We already have House. He's loving the idea of it. Yes, they have been. TNA has been an IYH
It's
conversation.
been in a lot of discussions between you and I sometimes too.
Yes, and it really has. So, it kind of. It's funny how the world works sometimes, Kev. All right, so let's get into this Raw, because we just had we had our conqueror win the King of the Ring. Okay,
We sure did.
we did. And then Kevin, when has this ever happened? Can you remember this ever happening before?
There are people who've given up their title shots or their titles. I just can't recall the last time it happened. At least not in WWE. Because like TNA always had the option C. If you were X Division champ, you can trade in your championship and go for the World Heavyweight title. I always thought that kind of devalued the X Division title, but I could see where, especially for TNA, which kind of sometimes becomes that like transitional ground for some younger talents and a falling ground for some of the older talents. Not saying that that's a bad thing or anything. It just has been historically what happens.
Yeah.
So the X Division title is almost always given away by a younger guy who is going for his first title instead of an older guy who won an X Division title and now just wants a shot. So for TNA, I think it works a little bit better. But when you're giving up literally the top title to not go for a title, it's a little weird to me. I think for Oba and Brock, and we'll get into this now, I guess, just because it opened the show and that's kind of what we're talking about.
Exactly.
I also agree with House here. I love the idea of the Hell in a Cell match, and I love the idea of Oba and Brock. I do. I dislike heavily that we just threw away an entire tournament. And I think there were other ways to get there. You could have had Oba eat a loss. You know what I would have done in the first place, though? Not put him in the tournament. I would have not put him in the King of the Ring tournament. Because the second he was in it, he had to either A, eat an L because of Brock Lesnar, which you clearly didn't want to do, or B, have Brock win a title and then he'd go after Brock, which you didn't want to do. Mm-hmm. Because that would mean beating Cody or Roman with Brock. That negates the Sami Zayn win here, which I'll get to in a second. But man, just... You instead went with, okay, it's fine. We're just going to walk past it. He got to pick Brock Lesnar. Now, I don't know the verbiage specifically in the sense of, like, I've seen people saying forego the title, so does he still get the title shot? You know, whatever. I can deal with it more if he is still next in line for a title shot afterwards. Deal with it a little more. But I think that still hoes out King of the Ring.
Yeah.
It doesn't hoe out the title as bad, which it still kind of does there, in my opinion. But it doesn't do it as bad if he's not giving up his title shot. If he's giving up his title shot to face Brock, that's a problem for the title, in my opinion. Because now you're saying those titles aren't as important as a guy. And I get that Brock Lesnar kind of transcends the industry, but you don't want to say some guy is bigger than your title, no matter who that guy is. That's kind of where I'm at. People still tried to win the Royal Rumble. They didn't just face The Undertaker. That's kind of where my head's at. And I know they had one guy was trying to win the Rumble to face The Undertaker, and that was Shawn. They had a whole history behind it. But we didn't start the King of the Ring like that. Shawn went into that Rumble and said, I'm picking Taker. I want my rematch.
Yeah.
But Oba didn't go into this saying, when I win King of the Ring, I'm facing Brock. Because if he did that, it would work better.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions to be asked on this one because we could have got to the exact same result without any of this. We actually even sat down, I think it was last episode, and wrote out an entire way for Oba to be, he not only transcend Brock Lesnar, but bring a new era to the world title in one PLE of 2 nights. I mean, I'm not understanding why we are here at this moment when we even wrote a story for Jay to win King of the Ring. And it was actually good. I enjoyed it.
So this will bring me into Sammy a little more too. I don't mind Sammy's title win. I know the internet is exploding over it. However, what I do think it showed is that they didn't plan an out for once Oba was there. Because once Sammy won that title, I don't think it works as well if Jay goes after Sammy, in my opinion. Not because they can't have a match, not because they don't have history, not because you can't make it work somehow, but because you just had Cody lose. He's got to face Sammy first on the way through, right? He has a rematch. Mm-hmm. So then are you going to do another triple threat with Jay and Sammy and Cody? Because I don't love that either. No. It's a lot of moving pieces, and I don't think they planned for Sammy to win it. I think it was more of a snap decision in the weeks leading up. And because they didn't plan that in advance, I think it bit him a little bit.
I think so too, because, I mean, I don't mind Sammy winning it either, but when I'm looking at the landscape of everything, now TKO is basically going to what he said when he took over the company, and he wanted to get rid of these older type of PLEs and gimmick things. So King of the Ring, like, you just honestly just shit on it. Like, you took a big shit on King of the Ring. And honestly, if anybody, when we heard Oba was going into this tournament, if you didn't think Oba was going to win this thing, like, why would we know wrestling? And when you put a guy that size and that with that much heat, like going into it with the fan love,
If you aren't going to cost him for a storyline reason, he's got to win it.
exactly. So for them to not have Brock come out there and disrupt that match between Oba and Jay, you kind of just you're basically force feeding us like we're toddlers sitting in the high chair.
Yeah.
Because even like OG Tony's saying, now some people are saying that Brock's going to take the title off Sammy at Saturday Night Main Event. And that's how Oba gets a title.
People will riot. I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't think it is either.
And I think Sammy's first match has to be Cody first. Now, it doesn't have to be at SummerSlam. But I think the first match for Sammy has to be Cody. Not the first feud. Because they've been feuding for like 4 months.
Yeah.
Could it be Jay after that, though? I don't hate it. I think we could make that work.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't Jay put his name in that hat?
Yeah.
Why
try and
wouldn't
equal Roman?
Yeah. Why wouldn't Roman tell him to go do that? Mm-hmm. So another title's in the bloodline. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense in an atmosphere of, okay, we've seen the kind of rise of Sammy. You pulled this back in the day with Benoit when he won his world title in a massive triple threat with two big guys at the time, and then you pulled it off. And I bet you if the internet was as hot as it was back then, we would have heard the criticisms of Chris Benoit's size. I bet we would have heard Eddie Guerrero's criticisms. But
people would have jumped out of their seat for Eddie Guerrero, and then 2 days later would have been trashing it online.
Exactly, and I like smaller champions. I like the idea that it's almost like the football saying, any given Sunday, Kevin.
Yeah. Any
given Sunday, you can become a champion, as long as you got that title shot. And see, here's my thing. I can invest my time into a product in which I know I have to suspend my reality and enjoy what I'm seeing. And WWE, time and time again, have proven they know what they're talking about. Let's get to fightings. He's saying some things in here. I wish Cross was around. Yeah.
I wish Cross was around for a match with him too. I think that would have worked out great.
It would have been a really cool story, and Cross would have definitely popped in that storyline with Sammy. I mean, they were doing some great work when they were teasing us with what they were doing. But did you see Cross's reaction to it at the press conference?
He was so thrilled.
Yeah, he was so happy about that. I mean, after seeing him at the expo, Kevin, I'm a lifetime fan of his.
Yeah,
as long as he doesn't murder anybody.
He signed Annie's purple belt.
Yeah. I mean, like, he's a good guy, and the way I seen him interact with fans who, I mean, yes, we love fans, but sometimes fans can be a bit much, especially when it's of a guy of, like, Karrion Kross's caliber,
I agree.
Everybody wanted to see him, but he handled everything very well, and I'm looking forward to possibly seeing him do some really, really stellar stuff. I know his MLW stuff has been really good, and just tapping back into what makes him a lovable character.
Yeah.
But let's get back to Monday Night Raw with that. So we did have Brock come out after Oba was trying to make his decision. Brock gave his best promo ever.
Basically just came out, talked his shit, kicked him in the dick, and F5'd him.
F5'd him. But I did love how Oba reached back into it, called him a bitch again, and then we know SummerSlam we are getting Brock Lesnar versus Oba in Hell in a Cell. So something to look forward to, I guess.
Yep.
So we fast forward a little bit. We had a small interaction. Heyman backstage. Austin Theory came up. It's like, hey man, didn't know you were going to be here. Heyman walked off in true Heyman fashion of, you are not servicing me at
Yep.
what I need right now. So, what good are you to me? And just walked away. Let's just quick thoughts on that, Kevin. Did you like that promo, or could we have done without it?
I don't know what they're going for. Are we
Don't
killing
know
the
either.
Vision?
Yeah.
Because if that's the tease, like, I guess I think it's. Honestly, I think they did that promo so that we would talk about it and talk about a tease of a breakup. I don't think that breakup's coming though.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. And we get a little bit more with Austin Theory later that kind of lends me to believe we're just going to get an addition instead of a subtraction from a group.
Makes
If that
sense,
makes
though.
sense.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yes, have we talked about how snake bitten they are? Yes. But I still like the idea of the Vision. I think that there should. I think this group,
There's still something there.
there is. And with additions that they might be bringing in, I know Bronson Reed, he's got to be almost ready to come back.
I don't remember how bad his injury was, but I would say he's probably getting closer.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's been about what, 4 or 5 months,
I think so. I mean,
maybe long. It could be longer.
it feels
don't
like
know.
it's
I
been
lost track
forever
of
since
time.
we've seen him.
I lost track of time.
Yeah, me too.
No, he got hurt in Elimination Chamber qualifier, so it had to have been in February, January, February.
Wait.
I'm gonna say February.
Those are two of my favorite ways you've said months now on this show. So yeah, we're more expecting an addition to the Vision rather than a subtraction. So we did have Joe Hendry versus Austin Theory in a match though, which also led us to there's a tag team title match next week, next Monday Night Raw. So did you enjoy this match, Kevin? I liked the setup for it.
I thought it did what it needed to do. I think
Yeah.
that's about it.
Your typical Joe Hendry match.
It's a Joe Hendry match.
Yeah, Austin Theory
I
got
think
some good.
Joe Hendry sets up. He does so well with his establishment before matches that his matches don't need to be a whole lot most of the time. And because of that, I think it worked. The segment worked. But if we're just looking at the match in a vacuum, I mean, it was a short TV match.
Yeah,
Fine.
it was just to get Joe Hendry out
was
there
fine.
in front of fans.
And that's what they should be doing with him right
Yeah.
now. And they need him in this level of like comedy and going out there context because they have too many pre-tapes in the back with Danhausen.
True.
So because of that, you want to differentiate these two from each other.
Well, and I like the addition to the Street Profits with Joe in
Yeah.
that. So there is a
They play
difference.
off really well.
Exactly. Like it's almost like they've been touring the country with each other
Yeah.
for quite a while. So I did enjoy that. Again, decent match. Wasn't bad. Wasn't something I'm
Did what it
gonna
needed to do.
write.
I'm not
Yeah.
going back to rewatch it, but I didn't hate watching it.
Exactly. I'm there too. And then we went into a little Liv and Io. Io came out, gave her discussions on being the. I love how excited she is to be the queen of the ring.
Yeah.
Like to me that's epic. That right there kind of makes up for the Oba fumble
Yeah.
because you have that kind of. I'm not saying that Oba in any way, shape, or form is like. He is part of any of the disrespect to the King of the Ring, but he is the King of the Ring winner. Like,
Yeah.
I don't fault him at all on this. This is purely fucking creative and whoever's in charge.
I think
And
my only issue with Io's part in this, and
Yes.
the Queen of the Ring, is that I'm pretty sure they did this at the pay-per-view where she won and then just immediately announced Liv Morgan, right? I would have given it a day. I'd have announced it on Monday and done the same thing. And the reason that is that I would have done, and this is maybe my preference, maybe whatever. I would have let the internet think for a day. I would have let them ruminate and bitch and moan and complain and give you all the hits of like, I don't want to see Rhea and Io. Oh, it better be Rhea and Io. I don't want to see Liv and just a bunch of people going back and forth. Make your money.
Yeah.
You already did the thing. make your money off of it, leave some intrigue, have Io come out on Monday, and then have the same thing happen.
I agree, Kevin. I agree full-heartedly on that one. Fighting's One's chiming in. Both King of the Ring started great and had great moments, and then just crapped the bed
So I
with
did
the
have
ending.
I did have one issue with the Queen of the Ring match, and that's that they telegraphed the winner. I think that's my issue.
Yeah, yeah,
Because they literally had a whole segment where she gets cursed right as she's walking to the ring. Brother, we know what's about to happen.
yeah,
We know. Because they've
Yeah.
been getting over this curse forever, and the Nyx thing helped it. It made it impervious. Until someone epically breaks a curse, there will be no way you're getting out of it.
Yeah.
It's the most telegraphed, this is the end of the match that I think you can
Dude.
possibly have. Which I do think, as good of a match as they had, I think it killed the ending. Because every time Liv pinged Io, I don't think anyone thought it was the end.
I agree with you on that one 100%. Yeah, I mean, it's awesome for us as fans and have been watching Danhausen,
I love Danhausen. I just
I
didn't
do
like
too.
it there.
but this is his curse.
Yeah.
Because this is, you know exactly where my mind's at with this. But we both know the creativeness of Donovan, and we both know that he's going to figure a way
Yeah.
to.
I mean, he's going to keep being entertaining, and he's going to keep having the things like the skits that he had on Raw, the shenanigans that he had
Fucking loved him.
with Dom. Like, that was all really fun. The problem is when you start telegraphing large matches with his curses. So, like, let's say Oba and Roman are walking to the ring, and all of a sudden Danhausen comes out and he curses Roman. Like, now we're about to have a 30-minute match, but we already know who the winner is.
Yeah.
Fighting, I'm pretty sure witchcraft is illegal in Saudi Arabia. They should bring Danhausen up on charges. That might be a funny skit.
This is absolutely why I love our fans.
Be a funny skit.
the silly goose comments.
I don't want it to
they have.
actually be charges, but
Yeah,
I want it to be
yeah.
a skit now.
No, totally understand where you're coming from on that. Yeah, I find his skits and everybody working with them inside the skits to be very fun. Like,
Yeah.
it brings me back to wrestling.
Yeah.
It brings me back to what I grew up with and the shenanigans.
It's very attitude era shenanigans.
Yes, exactly. And I think he fits in perfectly there. I mean, Danhausen's a one in a kind, one in a million type of brain when it comes to wrestling.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm just so happy that everything's working out for him. So Kevin, we're gonna move on. We're gonna get into the next match, and that was LA Knight versus Big Jim. Big Jim Uso. I hate to say this because it's almost like I'm a vampire touching the sunlight, but I kind of liked this LA Knight match. I thought it kind of. I think it's pushing us into a weird relationship between LA Knight and Solo, in which they might be a pretty devastating team together.
They kind of teased that on commentary based on what I was hearing when watching the match. And the match itself was a fine enough match. Again, it's not a match that I'll probably go back and rewatch other than for the moments. But it was a good match to the sense that, like, they got what they needed to across.
Yeah.
And I think they got across Jey Uso costing LA Knight really almost for no reason.
Yeah.
I don't think the reason was good enough that he just jumped up on the apron. He's like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Solo coming out. Solo is a big shadow over the bloodline right now, in the sense of he's almost becoming a bloodline hunter.
Ooh.
And I don't
like that.
really know what the thought process is here, or where he's going with this, or what they're gonna do. But I do kind of like the idea of LA Knight saying the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And I think they could get something out of that. Even
I
if it's
agree.
just the Usos versus Solo and LA Knight, and Solo and LA Knight fucking hate each other. They're like, yeah, I hate you too. But we got business to handle because these guys can't be left to run rampant, and they have their own reasons. LA Knight hates them because, whatever. Solo hates them because of whatever. And you bring them together and have. I think you could make a money tag match out of that.
I love that idea of Solo being a bloodline hunter. He's Solo Helsing.
Yeah.
I fucking love that idea because you're right. He is the shadow. He is the one that's reaching out when they're vulnerable.
He's the black sheep right now of the bloodline.
Yeah, and he is causing as much chaos and as much division as he can as of right now. Because yeah, I know you brought it up that they kind of alluded to it on the commentary, but also L.A. Knight facial expressions kind of alluded to that. His smile, his little smirk he had when he seen it was Solo doing it again. I agree with you, Fighting's one here. I love Solo and his mannerisms. I think he's doing some fantastic work. I think he's got a comical side to him. We've seen that early on in his career with WWE. So I'm looking forward to it. What is this? Solo versus LeBron?
Fuck it.
Sure.
Money match.
Why
Money
not?
match.
Let's
I'm in.
do it.
Book it.
Who goes
Book it,
over?
TKO.
Who goes over?
LeBron. LeBron would have to go over here. LeBron's got to go over. But Solo can be cost by some other amount of however many NBA teammates.
Okay, we'll go with that. What's Dwight Howard doing nowadays? We can bring
China.
him in there. China.
He
That's
plays
true.
for the Shanghai Dragons.
He's probably making.
I made up a team. I have no idea who he plays for over there.
He's probably making a boatload of money, whoever he's playing for.
LeBron's going over there.
LeBron, of course.
LeBron's
Get out of
going
here,
over.
you bunch of LeBron lovers.
LeBron's going over. LeBron's got to go over in that match. You don't put LeBron under by putting him in that match. Get out of here.
I do. That if I'm booking it, that's how I do it.
Also, is LeBron going to make that spike look good?
Well, I don't know.
See how you had to think?
Well, because I've seen him flop on many
Yeah, so
things.
what's he going to do? That's going to look like garbage. He can't take a bump. He's broken from bumping out of the court. He can't take a bump.
What's up, Big Glenn? How you doing? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that, Kevin. Very good. Very good. All right, so here's one big one that I kind of want to dive deep into, Kevin, because we've discussed this this young woman for many months, and we've either liked what she's doing, held on to the ride to see what's next, and this chapter of Lyra, I'm digging. We had a Lyra promo that, my God, she gets the award for this Monday Night Raw. I like this crash out, this victimhood that she's portraying herself into, and the look goes with it. Kevin, give me your insights on this one because I've been waiting to hear from you on this. I haven't said a word to you about this promo.
It's funny because, like, at first when I was watching the promo, because generally when I watch Raw, I don't sit down with a notepad. I'll like watch it and I'll be kind of doing something else. Mm-hmm. So I didn't miss this promo, but at the beginning of it, I wasn't paying as close attention. But it wrapped me in the first about 5 to 10 seconds, and I go, "Oh, this is the direction they're going with Lyra.
Yeah.
Okay, we could do something here." And we talked about this, I think, last week when she did the whole crash out.
Yeah.
And attacked Bailey. She looks like she has darker hair. She looks like she might be more Raven or Crow-like in her Birdwoman phase.
Yeah.
And I really do think they got something here with Lyra going forward in the sense that it's an opportunity for her to show something that she's needed for a long time. Sure. I'm not saying she's going to stick the landing. I don't know if she will. I'm not there yet. I can't know that. What I do know, though, is that the biggest thing that she has been missing has never been work rate. It's never been the matches themselves. It's always been the question that has plagued her: why do I care about you? And I think now we can get something out of this where it's not just Lyra comes out with bird wings and going, woo! And we can dive into who Lyra is, because she was at her best when we were diving into who Lyra is when she was facing Becky. That was the best we ever saw of Lyra.
True.
Because they had something to grab onto, because Lyra had something to grab onto. If she has something here that she can grab onto, I think we're going to keep getting consistently good stuff from Lyra. And I think we're going to have another heavy hitter in the women's division, which we so desperately will need. Only because, like, if I'm looking up and down the Raw women's division, unless we're breaking up Judgment Day, which I can't know that, but unless we're breaking up Judgment Day, who do we have lined up at the top of the card? We have Io. We have Liv. Do we have end of list there? Becky? Becky, I guess, if you want to get her away from Sol Ruka.
Yeah.
Sol Ruka's going to be in the mid-card title scene. If you break up Judgment Day, you could probably put Roxanne or Raquel up there, depending on who you turn. Or both.
True.
But until a day that I believe a Judgment Day break is coming, because at this point, they've teased it so many times, and we've talked about it ad nauseum for the last, year and a half we've been together on this.
Yeah. No, you're
They
100%.
tease us monthly, and they don't do anything with it.
I mean, Judgment Day predictions has been IYH's Achilles heel.
Yeah.
We have
Got nothing.
We've blown every single
single
Judgment
one of
Day.
them.
Yeah, and I kind of like that, because then it forces us to watch Judgment Day when they're doing things even more. And I agree with you. Where if you're looking at the landscape of the women's division right now, you don't have Rhea. You already see that.
Rhea's on SmackDown.
Jade's in her own thing, and she's not even going for a top level title now. She's dropped down to she going after
US?
the IC or the
US against Tiffany Stratton.
See, and I'm not trying to degrade the United States title, but when in the grand scheme of things, that's third
That's a
rung
downgrade.
down. Yeah,
Couldn't beat Rhea, so I'm going to go after this one.
Yeah. So I agree with you with this. I think this is we've talked about Lyra. I'm going to sit around and watch the landing, because over the past couple months she has proven that she can keep me entertained with her matches, and I've loved the work she's done alongside Bayley.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to it.
I think we got something there, and
that's a great question too.
So they tried to build. I think they did successfully build this. In fairness, they tried to build a women's tag division, but in building the women's tag division, they put all of their main event women into it to prop it up.
Yeah,
Alexa Bliss is in there. Charlotte's in there. Rhea and Io were in it. All of these women went into the women's tag division to prop that up, that they almost took away all of the main event talent, and they didn't have any left. They haven't broken up any teams to do that now. So maybe even more dire, who does Rhea face going forward? Because at least Liv has an opponent for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But who's on the fucking cards for Rhea?
Yeah.
Is it Nia Jax? It's not bad to watch her riptide Nia Jax and get a victory at SummerSlam. It's always impressive. Could it be Lash challenging? You could have Lash win. I don't think it's bad to have Lash beat Rhea.
No.
At least build somebody there.
It's a swing.
I think another swing would be Julia, but she's in there with Blake Monroe now, and I think they're trying to do everything with that before they move them away from each other.
Yeah.
What's on the horizon for Rhea? Because, it just seems like everything is in such flux, and we are not far away from SummerSlam.
Not at all.
Not far enough away from SummerSlam that there should be this many questions. I'm not saying I don't want some questions. I want some questions. Please shock me with something.
True.
But there are so many questions where we're a month out.
Yeah, we're 4 Monday Night Raws away.
We're 4 Monday Night Raws away. Now, 5 SmackDowns away, and I just talked about a couple of SmackDown people being worse.
Yes, 100%.
So that could be fixed this Friday. I don't know. I'm not there yet. Hasn't happened. But there are a lot of question marks going into the SummerSlam. Because the only prophetic thing that we had was Oba and Brock. Everything else, like, and we'll get to Seth and Roman, but everything else just kind of is snapping up out of thin air, right?
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily hate that all of the time, but I want my general booking of things is I want about half of it to maybe be predictable in the way that we get there, in the sense that you have told me about it ahead of time so that we can do some fucking build.
I see what you're saying.
Not predictable in the sense that, like, I need it to come out of the most predictable thing and I predicted this and yada, yada, yada. I don't want that.
Yeah.
But I do want it early enough that we can fucking promote.
100%. I mean, shit, they used to be promoting and setting up SummerSlams back in June.
Mid-June.
Yeah, and...
But we have so many events now as another... And we've talked at length, so I won't get back into that, but, like, if you have so many events, this is one of the things that happens, is you're too busy promoting all of these different events that you can't promote one efficiently. Instead, you promote 2 okay.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think they should drop the Saturday Night Main Event thing.
God willing. It
like,
needs to just go away again. It's mudding things up.
Yeah, you're because now we're wondering, is there going to be a setup between Brock and Sammy at this? Because even though we don't think that it's a good idea, we don't write any of the stories,
nope.
And they will do what they want. So if they choose to do that, and that's how they want to set that Hell in a Cell, I know they're going to put on a great show for it, but as a fan, you don't need that. You don't need that. But we digress. We move on because we got to move on to this Gable and JD match because, Kevin, this was right up my alley. 2 mid-card guys. Danhausen. You had Judgment Day. You had a jersey. You had so many things going on in this match that it felt like Monday Night Wars back in the day. Kevin, give me your thoughts on this one.
I enjoyed this match a lot because it was guys that went out there trying to do shit and really get it going and get the crowd going with some extra kind of shenanigans on the outside to cause the match. And again, I think this was an Attitude Era style match where you're there and you're going and you're out there for the amount of time that you have. I think they had, 7 minutes? I think they were out there 7 minutes before the shenanigans started.
Roughly, yeah.
But you have a hot 7-minute match ending with shenanigans. Little segment afterwards of shenanigans. I think it went off great. You know what I really loved about this, though? JD. He didn't wait to tap on the submission. We didn't get some prolonged fucking bullshit where, maybe I won't tap. No, they're getting that ankle lock over. By fucking God, they are getting that ankle lock over. Because he locked that sumbitch in with a grapevine, and JD's like, nope!
Yep. I love it.
Because that's how submissions are supposed to be as finishes. I don't want to see 20 million people fight out of a half crab.
Yeah.
And then they lock in their finisher ankle lock, and then they try and fight out of that for 20 fucking minutes. No, that's a finisher. Don't be fighting out of that until we're at a pay-per-view.
I love it, Kevin, because I always think about this. Like when I see submissions put on in a match, especially by somebody who is not known as a submission artist when it comes to wrestling, or it's even in their vocabulary. Mm-hmm. But then all of a sudden, they're putting on Boston Crabs that somebody is like trying to get their last bit of life to make sure they get to the ropes. It's like, come on, AEW, you are guilty of that to a T. But I love submissions, and I love the way JD went with this. It was instant because that's how you should end them, especially if it's not a PLE. If we're not trying to draw in the next night of, did you see this happen? Did you see all this? And try to get as much milk out of it as possible, you tap. You just tap. Just tap. But I think they are trying to get that
Tap.
ankle lock over massively. I think that they really want that thing to reach heights
Oh, yeah.
of Kurt Angle again. All
Oh,
right,
yeah.
Kevin, let's dive into it because we had a pretty good promo.
It was a pretty good promo, and I do agree with Fighting in the sense that this is an extenuation of the things that I was complaining about a little bit when it came to like more mid-cardy ones and everything, and I know they will reveal over time, but we did get a major thing to promote on this Raw.
True.
We got two major things to promote on this Raw, actually. One was Oba and Brock. The
Yep.
second being Seth Roman. And I think this is something that we've been building for a very long time. Man, at some point, though, voice, Roman's got to enter fucking faster. A controversial take, I know. Controversial fucking take for people. But have him enter for 5 to 8 minutes at a PLE. I poured a whole cup of coffee and almost finished it by the time he was done walking the fucking ramp and holding up his ones.
Yeah.
This is live TV, brother.
Yeah.
I get it, we're on Netflix. There aren't as large of time constraints. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I could have had 3 more minutes of JD and Gable. But instead, you had to hold up your ones for 3 minutes.
No, you're 100% on that.
And I get that entrance is a large part of establishment of aura and things like that, especially for Roman. At some point, you're over, brother.
I want to meet him and just tell him you're over, dude.
You're
I
over,
don't know
dude.
if anybody's told
You're
you
over,
this,
dude.
but you're over.
Maybe a gallop to the ring.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying on that, especially on like a Monday Night Raw. We don't need.
Give me the pomp and circumstance on the PLE.
Yeah.
I don't need it week to week.
Yeah.
I'm starting to understand, like, because his entrance, and this might be controversial for people too, his entrance is not like The Undertaker's.
No.
For me. The Undertaker had fire popping up. The Undertaker had a bunch of other shit happening. Undertaker had druids sometimes, so his pomp and circumstance would go up even then. Undertaker had actions that he did throughout most of it, or there were things happening in the background, or whatever the fuck. Roman's, it's a lot of saunter and this. Saunter and this. And I do think the crowd shot of all of the crowd holding up ones and acknowledging him is really, really good marketing and really, really good to show how big of a deal he is. We could do it in 2 less minutes on TV.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. At this point, like, I'm just getting sick of his entrance because I can telegraph how much time I have. I can put a timer to it. I have 7 minutes.
Yeah.
I have roughly 7 minutes before he will say anything other than insert city, acknowledge me. He will
Yeah.
get that out in 7 to 10 minutes, depending on the show.
Yeah. And to me, the top of the ramp, do your ones. When you enter the ring, do your ones. And that's all you need to do.
But that's actually where he is doing them. He isn't really doing them many other places. The problem is, his gait to the ring is that of a snail.
It is, but he's also acknowledging the fans doing the ones as he's in the
That's
in
fair.
between from the top
Yeah.
to the and
that creates moments too, so like I don't want
It
to take that
does.
away from fans. But man, it's such a slog to watch on TV when
Yeah.
I'm not feeling the arena. And this is also a controversial take sometimes for people. As we watch things on TV, it's hard. Actually, this isn't controversial in the sense that I have kind of had to deal with both. When you're pandering to the arena, it is a different thing than what you're trying to set up than when you're pandering to TV.
Mhm.
It is tough to do both with everything. You can't. So what he's doing is every time he enters, he's making his entrance a big deal for the fans there. And it is.
It is, yeah.
But for the people watching at home, it has now become a poop break.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting on my couch holding up my ones. I'm not there.
Yeah.
I'm just not. I'm going to go take a crap and come back, and then maybe he'll be in the ring by that time.
You can hold up a 1 while you're crapping.
I could hold up a 1 while I'm crapping. It'd probably help my posture.
No,
But-
I'm with you, Kevin. I'm with you. I'm at that bus stop with you.
I like Roman.
Well, let me take some heat off Roman though. That is producing's job to make us feel, the ones that are sitting at home, to make us feel that we feel the energy that they feel in that arena, that this is important. I don't know, do some drone sweeps in, do something. Visually, us at home need something if you're going to continue the saunter of Roman.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how else to put it, because I would do
It's
so
just-
many different things.
It's just not watchable TV for me at that point. Honestly, I didn't even get into if he deserves it or not, because that's up to everyone else to decide. I think he's one of the most over people, if not the most over people that they have. Yes, and he's going to get away with whatever he wants because of it.
Yeah.
My own personal take, and that's worth everyone's nothing, because my personal take is meaningless. If you enjoy every second of it, that's awesome. But for me, I can't watch an entrance that long, brother. I can't do it. There's a guy in Michigan who used to enter this song. Actually, he still might. And I really disliked the entrance. He entered to "I Can Feel It Coming in the Air Tonight."
Oh yeah.
But it didn't start at the drop. It started at the beginning. So he didn't enter through the curtain until about 2.5 minutes deep. Or what felt like 2.5 minutes deep. Maybe it was less time. But the crowd would be hype. Not necessarily. I don't know if he was over. He was probably over by the end of the match. But the reason he came out to cheers was because the song was over. And it got to a point where, like, I was helping produce the show, and I have no ill will towards this guy at all. Good worker, nice guy. People would literally tell him, "No, you have to enter with the whole song," and he'd be like, "I've got a version that's shorter. Like, we can still do it, and it can be 1.5 to 1:45 shorter and still get the same effect." They're like, "No, we want the whole thing." Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and you know what? That guy, he was trying to help.
He was!
He's like, hey, look, I can cut this down and it'll still be impactful. Piss poor producing equals piss poor results.
I came out to a long entrance at one point when I was doing one of my gimmicks, but I always took it out of my match time. I would consider every match time curtain a curtain that they gave me. So if me and my tag partners and my stable mates or whoever it was at the time, if we took 3 minutes to enter, that is 3 minutes off the match.
Yeah.
We're not taking into anyone else's matches. I'm not interested in that. If we're using our time to get over here, then we are doing less in the match.
No,
And that was always my philosophy.
No, that's a good philosophy to have, because you're very time, like, time is valuable.
Yeah.
If we're going to work this into our matches,
Yeah.
it's got to come out of our time too.
Yeah.
So I love that, Kevin. But speaking of taking your time, I really think Seth took his time on this promo.
Seth has been marinating on this sumbitch for a while.
Dude.
Now, I do think some of this came up before,
Uh-huh.
in the sense that they have always been inextricably linked because of how they started.
True.
So some of this came up in the triple threat match. Some of it came up in other places. But I don't know how long it's been since we've had a singles match between Roman and Rollins. So now it's just them talking to each other. There's no Cody Rhodes involved. There's no Rock involved. There's no Punk involved. It's just him and him. And I was really interested with some of the lines that Rollins said, specifically when he looked Roman in the face and said, "This might be your last chance, because I might be out the door soon, and you might be out the door soon." Like he said it to him too. He's like, "You could be gone too."
Yeah.
The new crop is here, and they're taking over, which is true.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
The guard is passing.
Yeah. 100%.
Time.
No.
This will be the third time we've seen it in our life.
I think
It would
so.
have went from Attitude Era, because I didn't see the Attitude Era Passover from like Bret Hart and things like that. I wasn't watching at the time, but I did see the guard pass from Rock to Brock / Cena / everyone in the Ruthless Aggression, then from Cena to Roman to Rollins to everybody else, and passing that on. So now we're seeing Roman, Rollins, probably your Cody's even.
Yeah.
Starting to pass it over to people. It's going to be an interesting couple of years.
It is.
And this promo really got me thinking about that, and how we're really switching out a lot of people. And Rollins hit a lot of good points here. I think this is one of his strongest promos that he's had in a long time.
100%.
Man, yeah, because even the stuff with I like the stuff with Braun Breaker, but I think this was stronger than that, because he didn't have to yell, scream, come up with something.
Nope.
He didn't have to look into a history that maybe they didn't have, but maybe they did. There's enough. They could have sold this match the same way that Taker and Triple H sold going into Mania. They just looked at each other and pointed at the Mania sign. They could have had a SummerSlam sign and had Rollins come out, look at Roman, look at the sign, and point. And that would have sold the match. That is how over both of these guys are, and that's how over a match like this is going to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I'm agreeing with 1,000% of what you're saying. I would only add, I like that it wasn't just the point. I know we can get away with that, but I like that
I like that it wasn't too.
Because Seth really, he put it into people's brains that this is almost over for them.
Yeah.
And to get the max benefit out of this match, it's got to be now.
Yeah.
This is the only time in both of our careers, right as they've been going and they've been blooming, that we can link up and knock out a SummerSlam and do something big. Yeah. And I loved it. I had goosebumps the entire time they were both talking to each other.
I put down what I was doing and watched it.
Dude, yeah. I mean, this was like Lyra for me. This was a moment in which, yeah, I may have been doing something, but you pulled me in. You made me stop what I was doing and pay attention to what you're saying. And we always talk about how that's what we want out of our promos. So I thought this was an excellent Raw.
Thought it turned out to be a good Raw. I think they, minus the issues that we had with King and Queen of the Ring and the fallout of that tournament specifically.
True.
I think they're heading in a good direction.
Yeah.
I think my only concern is how Oba goes from here. Like I know we're going into Brock. I know we're going into SummerSlam, and he'll be fine and dandy and everything going into there. Coming out of it might be my concern there.
Yeah.
Only because if it's not going to be him beating Roman, I don't think it's worth it.
Kevin, you're in my brain.
Because
yeah,
he could go kill Sammy or Cody or anyone else, but like Cody just got beat by Sammy. He's not a dragon. He's not a dragon to slay at this point. Neither is Gunther.
100%. They took that venom out.
They took that venom out a little bit, and they've been doing. I don't know what they're going to do with Gunther at this point. They built him up huge, and now it's almost like they're waiting for the next person to retire who will accept a Gunther match as their retirement match.
That sucks.
And
I don't want that for him.
I hate it for him.
He's too good.
Well, it seems like what they're going towards now is a Nick Aldis versus Gunther, and I
You
think
think
we can
that's what they're
retire
going to
him.
get to?
Oh yeah, because he can retire Nick Aldis,
True.
and he can retire him from a general manager position, and then he can hark on that. So there is something there if they want to with Gunther, but I just don't know.
See, Fightins, I've seen this idea thrown up, and I don't think there is.
I don't think so.
I think this is just purely creative is deciding to go a direction, and Oba's one of them that is a casualty of what they want to push for SummerSlam.
I think shout out to Hypocrisy Jones. I think they're gonna marinate Oba until WrestleMania, and I think the hype's gonna die down a little bit because of it, and we're gonna see diminishing returns on that. Because if we saw, in my opinion, if we saw a rise that was the same as Brock Lesnar this year, that mirrored him, but it kicked off by retiring Lesnar instead of doing a three-piece, Oba becomes one of the most over commodities that they have.
Yeah.
But that's not the direction they went. And I'm not saying that this direction will be bad, because I don't know what their thought process is after SummerSlam. Maybe that's good. Maybe they'll surprise me. But Roman needs the title now more than Oba does. And that's problematic if Oba has to have the title in order to be legitimized. If that makes sense. So we either need a real good goddamn smokescreen for Oba so that he's not killing Roman, because the first time he gets a hold of Roman, he should probably beat Roman.
Oh, he should destroy him.
Destroy, I don't know. They can have a 20
I
minute.
mean, I'm not saying like completely take Roman out, but we need to see that he is taking out another Brock type personality with how big they are and how grandiose they are.
But I don't know what they do with him after this that isn't just hey I beat and retired Brock for good now in a Hell in a Cell. Is Oba just going to take a rest off TV? Because I actually don't hate the.
Well, I mean, in these type of matches, yeah, exactly where my brain's at, Kevin.
The best thought process at that point, and this isn't a popular opinion because people being off TV isn't a popular opinion. He beats Brock. He takes 2 to 3 months off. Maybe he comes back at Survivor Series. Maybe he comes back somewhere along there. Maybe he comes back along the line to Survivor Series. I am willing to accept Oba eating one loss to Roman before he beats Roman. It can't be multiple, in my opinion. And I don't think it's a retirement stip fight, and I think he's just done after this. I don't think it's going to be a retirement stipulation. So that's not what I'm pitching. What I'm saying is Brock Lesnar will probably have his last match at SummerSlam in Minnesota. So if Oba beats him and he never comes back, he has effectively retired Brock Lesnar.
True.
Not in storyline done it. So that's my bad. I misspoke.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Roman, he does have a bloodline around him, and he has a Jacob Fatu that we got to get over. So if we're going to get over a Jacob Fatu, you could have Jacob Fatu cost Oba. That side quests Oba. Into Jacob Fatu. But Oba's got to beat Fatu at that point.
Well, I don't mind an Oba Fatu match.
I don't either. But at
or
that
a couple
point also,
matches.
But also, who are we pushing? Because Fatu needs something there too, right? Well, it depends on what you got for Fatu.
Here's the thing, though. Fatu has proven. And I don't think Oba has because he hasn't had the opportunity. But Fatu has proven that he can take that L, but he can still get a push.
That's fair.
So
he also isn't pushed as someone who's impervious, but rather crazy.
Exactly.
Oba is pushed almost as an impervious wall that people can't climb.
Yeah.
Which is what Brock Lesnar was for a long time.
100%. And you can have Jacob do his crazy stuff and not get that win.
Yeah.
And Oba have to go and just put him out.
Push Oba to the limit, but he beats Fatu.
Yeah.
Because that gets over Fatu just by pushing him to the limit, too.
Exactly. 100%. Because Yeah, we've seen it before. Kevin, we have to put a pin in this
I know,
episode.
right? We could have kept talking.
Dude,
gotta
we
put
could
a
have
pin.
actually, like, we just started conversations that we can have later, guys, because, we always do this every week. So, you're going to tune in. But, Kevin, let them know where they can find you and what you may have going on this week.
You can follow me at Kevin Kalloway on Facebook, Kalloway Kevin on Instagram. Also at twitch.tv/Kevin Kalloway Pro. Tomorrow, I think I'm near the end of it. I think I'm gonna play some Hollow Knight and I'm gonna beat it on stream tomorrow.
Beautiful.
So I think I'm gonna start that a little earlier in the day, maybe around noon, just to make sure I can finish it up.
That'll be right at my nap
Maybe
time.
a noon or a 1. We'll see. We'll see how Kevin wakes up feeling and how quickly he gets to the gym. And then I got plans on Friday, so there will be no roguelike Friday, but I will, hopefully, after beating Hollow Knight on Thursday, start Hollow Knight Silk Song live on stream. Going right into the sequel.
Beautiful, beautiful, Kevin. Oh, I love that, Kevin. Yeah, your gaming has been it's been really going well, man. When you've turned on the live, fans are really reacting to it, and I enjoy that. I love seeing the games. I love being able to pop in. My only issue is the damn place I work. Their internet sucks, and like if I'm not in a specific spot watching you, yeah, I have to wait to watch it on my way home, and then it's a safety hazard, and we don't need that. But
no safety hazards.
I will survive. I will survive, Kevin. So fans, if you love this, what you just seen here, why don't you stop in next Tuesday at the same time where me and Kevin are going to talk about, well, that's right, Monday Night Raw. We're going to get even deeper into the conversation because, like we said, there's only 4 more Monday Night Raws until SummerSlam. And there's a lot of stories that they need to clean up until then. So me and Kevin will be here to cover all of that next week. And we will be probably talking about a nice tag team rematch that I think Street Profits are going to win. They're going to keep the title on. Yeah. So come in, chop it up with us on a Tuesday, 6 p.m. If you're into WCW and you like House and you like me, well, why don't you stop in on Wednesday at 6 p.m. where we watch... That's right, WCW. It's the WCW watch along with me and House, and that's what we do. We watch WCW. We're in the middle of the Nitro. When Nitro was 2 hours. Do you remember when? I do. Because then it went to 3 hours, and we were like, holy shit, we're getting so much more wrestling over here, and we could just go back and forth. So it was a fun time, but we're covering it. It's Nitro. It's so much fun, guys. We have a lot of great conversation in there, and a lot of people stop in and just tell us what they remember from back then. So come be a part of that with me and House for the WCW Watch Along. Outside of that, there's a Thursday show. It's the AEW Dynamite. Yeah, it's a fun show. It's a great show. It's an OG, Tony. It's a House show, and it's a me show, The Voice, where we talk AEW Dynamite. We recap what's been going on. Forbidden Door just happened. Booby traps were laid. It looks like Briscoe's getting a we're going to cover it on Thursday. Stop in at 6 p.m. You'll see what we're talking about. Fans, the In Your House network is growing big. Like we've been talking about, the webpage is growing. It's getting bigger. We're going to start putting that out and pushing it a lot more in the next week. So be ready to chime in there. And fans, just so you know, if you want to contact In Your House and you want to be a part of what we're doing on our shows, there will be an entire contact page that will directly link you to us, and we can get you set up for a show. So fans, we got a lot moving. There's going to be, you know what, we're just going to call it now. Thursday night, TNA, we're going to cover it. I'm going to do a watch along, and you're going to get a little TNA action this week. And who doesn't want that? I know I do. But it's In Your House, and we're a network, and we're here, me and Kevin, every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Hopefully you join us for the next one. So fans, thank you. We absolutely adore you, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.